Hi guys, welcome. Today I want to talk about how to think ahead, how to help yourself think ahead, and frankly just help your future self. All right? Now before I get into it, I need you to realize something. We love instant gratification. Who wouldn't, right? But thinking ahead, helping your future self requires you to delay that a little bit sometimes. And you're going to have to accept that and embrace it and know that your future self will thank you. Next thing you need to know is that what I'm telling you is going to seem hard. It's going to seem difficult because you do not have a prefrontal cortex to help you have forethought, to help you think of consequences like you should. So know that even though you don't have the tool, you can still work on it. You can still help yourself. And last thing before I get into things, I wanted to give you some more advice rather than just setting goals and setting timers. You know, literal things that can help you with what you need to do and to think ahead. All right, I guess I'm assuming that those things are relatively obvious. You need help remembering to do something, you set an alarm. You need help remembering lots of things, you make a list. All right, so the things that I want to tell you are not those things, because I find that everyone knows those things, even if they don't do them. So, number one, you need self-management skills, all right? You need to control yourself, all right? You need to control your thinking and all that jazz, all right? So here's how to do that. Like I've said earlier, you need to think of your future self. I even made a video about it as well. Like, this is huge. A lot of teenagers I've heard lately literally say, oh, my future self can handle it. Let my future self deal with it. And it breaks my heart a little bit every time I hear it, because I want to say, no, deal with it now so that your future self can enjoy life. Enjoy that moment. All right, just get it over with. So instead of, thinking of your future self dealing with your problems, say, hey, you know what? I'm going to help out my future self and deal with it now. You need to learn not to dwell in the past and learn from your past. So a part of your self-management is not to get stuck in depression about what has happened. You need to say, you know what? That has happened, and what am I going to learn from it so that I can move on? Another self-management skill is to think of the big picture. It's not all about now. Don't narrow your focus so much about this moment, about your immediate future. Think about the big picture. Is this going to matter in months, in years? Is this going to help you down the road? All right? So those are the self-management skills that, again, can help you think ahead. Number two, you need self-development skills. All right? Now, self-development. Are you saying that I need to be a better person? Yes. But I don't want to be. I don't want to work at it. Well, then, I guess this video's not for you, all right? My whole channel's not for you, apparently. So here are some ways to help improve your self-development, all right? You need goals. You cannot float through life. Sure, it's probably nice right now, if you are. That must mean you have lots of people to take care of you, which is fine. But eventually, that won't be the case. And you need to make goals. And I know I said I wasn't going to talk about making goals, but I'm not going to tell you how to make goals. I'm just telling you, you need goals. All right, you need your mind to focus on something. All right, no just floating around. And the next thing to help your self-development skill is that you need to realize that you are in charge of yourself. I've had a lot of kids lately complain about how they're not sleeping. I was like, well, what time are you going to bed? Well, 2 or 3. I was like, go to bed. Well, I can't. It's just how I am. I just don't sleep. I was like, well, are you doing the right things? Are you putting your phone away? Are you eating right? Are you hydrating? Are you, meditating if you need to? And of course, they're like, well, no. You get stuck into this way of life thinking, oh, I'll always be this way. And you haven't tried to change to be better. So stop making excuses and start taking charge of your life. And then the next thing to help you with your self-development skills is to evaluate yourself. People don't want to make mistakes. They don't want to see themselves as failures. So again, they just kind of float through life and they don't evaluate themselves to see, oh, I could be better at that. This is my weak point that I should work on. You guys, I have tons of weak points that I try to work on all the time and that I admit to quite frequently. If you are in any of my classes, you know that. All right, we all have those weaknesses and that's okay. But are you just going to let them be, or are you going to be like, yeah, I can work on that? All right, the third thing that can help you with your forward thinking, with thinking ahead, is to be curious and to be creative. If you are bored, if you hate things, think about why and change it. Fix it. Don't just stay bored. Don't just stay hating it. All right? And you're thinking, well, it's my job. I have to be there. I have to go there. Well, what about your job do you hate? Can you change it? Do you not like the relationships you have with the people you work with? Fix it. Be better. Be the person to make the relationship better. Do you hate doing the activity that you're there doing? Okay. Too bad, you still have to do it, but how can you make it more interesting? Can you compete with yourself? Ooh, if I do this under 2 minutes, then I get a treat. All right, you can always find a way to make things better, okay? And that's to be curious, to be creative, not to stay stuck. And the last thing, number 4, to help you think ahead is to connect. You need to connect with yourself, and you need to connect with others. All right? Like I said earlier, you can't just float around. You can't be a zombie and expect your whole life to be grand and fabulous. All right? Part of enjoying life is to connect with yourself, realize what makes you happy, fill your bucket with joy, and then to connect to the people around you, because the people around you also help you to have a joyful life. All right? And when you connect with them on a deeper level, then it helps you think of them. It helps you think ahead. All right? It engages your mind. If you're just with people who you're just like, oh, hey, I don't really care about you, then of course you're not going to think ahead. You're not going to think of them. All right? But if you connect to them, it can help you do that. And if you connect with yourself, if you really appreciate yourself, if you really care about yourself, then it helps you think ahead because you care about your future self. And that was a life lesson with Lindsey. What now, guys? What do you need to work on? Is it your self-management skills, your self-development skills, your creativity or curiosity, or your connection? Peace out. Bye.